I'm Pam Siren, here with Chef Ray Alongi from Hell's Kitchen. He's here to talk about his experience cooking for Chef Gordon Ramsay and even doing a little cooking demonstration. How are you doing today?
Great, I'm doing awesome. Thanks so much for having me come in.
Oh, thank you. So, my first question, how was it like cooking for Chef Gordon Ramsay? Is he a tough critic as he looks on TV?
Gordon's, yeah, he is. He's an absolute perfectionist. He's a phenomenal chef. You know, the best thing I can say about him is that he pushes you to your boundaries and makes you that much better than what you already are.
So when you cooked your signature dish for him on the very first episode, Chef Ramsay said it was cooked to perfection. How did that make you feel?
It made me feel fantastic. I mean, I'm looking at, you know, all these other people going up there and they're getting nailed, and you watch the show in the past and you see how rough he can be, and he doesn't hold anything back. I mean, he's totally open, honest, and he doesn't really care what you think. It is how it is. So yeah, going up there, and I was pretty confident in my dish and my abilities, and it was a little nerve-wracking. I mean, I don't scare very easy, but it was a little nerve-wracking going up there, and but I'm glad he said what he said, so it was great.
So what was going through your mind as you were preparing that dish? Do you want to describe your dish for us?
Yeah, I did a stuffed veal cutlet, and it's an old school dish, but I put kind of a modern twist on it. It's a dish that my dad taught me years ago, and it's basically a veal cutlet opened up with Parma ham, Parma prosciutto, Swiss cheese or Gruyere cheese, which is like a Swiss cheese. It's folded, it's breaded, it's pan fried, and then it's finished on a bit of fresh tomato sauce with like a sherry wine butter over the top. Well, I took it a little step further. I did more of a crushed tomato with a lot of butter and basil, and I made some fresh homemade ricotta cheese I put on top with like a little marsh salad, a little something on top, and then I did my lemon butter sauce with the sherry wine, and it just kind of brings it up to a modern look, to an old classic, if you will. And yeah, he thought it was great. He thought it was cooked to perfection, and made me real proud. Made me real proud. You know, score 1 point for the blue team. You know, that was awesome.
How did you get into cooking? Was it something from your childhood, or I mean, was there someone in your life who really pushed you into this career? Well,
my dad was a well-known chef. He was a very renowned chef, and my godfather had cooked for Queen Elizabeth in '76 when she came over here. My dad was executive chef in a couple of the big hotels in Boston, won a bunch of awards, was very well-known, top chef in the 50s, #1 guy. And I grew up basically without a dad because I never saw him, you know, but I'd go with him when I was a kid, you know, 5, 6 years old, 8 years old, and he would take me to work with him, and you get to see how the respect and the different things he created. And I guess it's just in my blood, you know. It's one of those things, you follow in Daddy's footsteps. I tried to get out of it a couple times, try to find another career. I just didn't. It was the pressure.
What did you do?
I worked. I owned an oil tank business where we used to do environmental work. I spent some time in the Marine Corps. I was a Marine for a bunch of years, so I tried some different avenues just to get away from cooking. You know, it's just, but it pulls you back.
What pulled you back?
Just the creativity, being creative, pleasing people, and how you do something that only you can do, and getting a reaction out of somebody, you know, in a good way, and making, you know what they say, it's through somebody's stomach is the way to somebody's heart. So, and I think that, and the respect of being a chef, and it's just, I think it's more, if anything, it's the creativeness that pulls you back in, knowing that you're good at something. You know, it's in your heart, it's in your blood.
So why did you decide to try out for the show?
I really didn't. I had no intention of going to the show. I was like, I'm all set with that. You know, I wasn't sure what kind of, you know, if they were real cooks, if the whole thing was for real, or if it was just a big, you know, show. I learned pretty fast that it's the real deal. What happened was that my wife had always pushed me on it. My daughter, my stepdaughter, they've all said you need to go on this, because they've worked for me in the past in pizza places and in little restaurants. And they just, sometimes I could be a real dick in the kitchen, to say the least, you know what I mean? I can be pretty rough. So I'm a perfectionist. I need to have things done my way, and you know, I think I was taught the right way. So a cook that worked for me had said, hey, they're having auditions for Hell's Kitchen. I says, well, go ahead and go, and I'll cover your shift for you. He said, no, you go. You'll have a better chance. and you're a dick, so you go. And so I went and tried out. I almost didn't go. I sat home and I was like, I don't really want to go. I went. They liked me. I liked them. They did some more interviews with me, and I got sent out to LA. Met the producers, and the whole back-scene thing happened in a great way. It took a process. I get on the show, and I had the time of my life. It really did.
What was the biggest thing that you took away from the show? What did you learn?
For me, the biggest thing was not to second guess myself. I know what I'm doing. I have a certain set of skills. They may be not as good as somebody else's, or maybe better than somebody else's. I'm not the best in the world. I don't claim to be, but I do know what I know, and for the most part, it's the right way. So for me, it was every time I second guessed myself, or I thought too hard about it and just didn't do what I do. That's when I ran into little issues, and we all did. It's you don't know if it's the pressure or if it's the fact that there's cameras or whatever it is. It's just you want to please Chef Gordon Ramsay, and you second guess yourself sometimes. And then it's like he shows you how to do it. You're like, well, geez, why didn't I do that in the first place? You know what I mean? So don't second guess yourself on anything. Just it, do it, be done with it.
Okay. So you said you ran into some issues. So when you lost those challenges,
we all ran
from
into
those
issues,
issues,
I think.
what was that like going through those punishments?
I will tell you something. What you see on TV is a couple minutes of the punishment. If it was only that simple. These things lasted all day, and the days on Hell's Kitchen are long, long days. I mean, you go to work, you work an 8-hour shift. Not in Hell's Kitchen. You're up at the crack of dawn. You go to bed way after the sunset. So the punishments are brutal. They're long. They're tough. You do learn something from them. You take things away from them. That's how I got through them. Because I'll tell you, there was times you just want to, it really takes a toll on you. You really want to walk like, I don't need this shit. Excuse me. You're done. They're rough, but you just need to learn something from it. From whatever it is, you take the lesson that you learned, and don't worry about the fact that you lost. You lost. It's over. Learn from the punishment, whatever it is. Learn. It's a cooking thing. All the punishments are cooking. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they're gonna make you go out and build something stupid. I mean, it's all in the kitchen stuff. So yeah, learn from it. What
motivated you to keep it up and push through those horrible punishments?
Well, the fact that I'm the oldest guy ever to be on Hell's Kitchen, and I've got guys half my age. I mean, I can't. I have to look. You know what I mean? I can't look like a fool. I have to outdo them. That was my thing. So
did you ever feel like you were helping a lot of the other guys, or because you're older, or I don't know, like pushing them to go further?
Yeah,
I think taking them under your wing.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. And I think a lot of them kind of looked at me like that. I've been there and done that before. So, and a lot of the guys, I would tell them, listen, just get it done. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. It's just, it is what it is. Don't dwell on it. Just do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm, twice your age, and don't let me, run you ragged, because you're gonna look foolish. So that was one thing. And some techniques, guys would do certain things. But I'll tell you, I learned a lot from a lot of those guys too. So it's kind of a give and take thing. I fit right in. There was no age thing where I was looked at like I was older than them. We're a team, and that's how we tried to roll. So
what is your relationship like with the other contestants?
They're probably some of my best friends. Each and every one of them. We're very close. We're close. I don't know how the other seasons were, but we take our friendship and we talk constantly. There's times where we all get home from work at midnight and nobody will talk because we're all working. So you'll have, we'll be on Facebook. Everybody has a little conversation going on about your day. So we constantly talk. We learn from each other. We don't talk much about what happened on the show prior or after. Actually, we don't really talk about the show.
Interesting.
Yeah, we really don't. As a matter of fact, I can't tell you the last time we spoke about the show. We'll watch an episode together from our respective towns, and then that night, like tonight at probably around midnight, we'll all be on Facebook, or we'll be on the phone, and Nedra and I will talk. Nedra and I will constantly call each other up and laugh at each other or something. But
That's funny.
yeah, we don't we don't really talk too much about the show. I'm more interested in what her career is like, where she's doing right now, until things till we see what happens.
So Hell's Kitchen, known for its Chef Gordon Ramsay being a tough critic, the cooking. There is also a lot of drama on the show.
Yes, there is.
Were you able to escape any of that drama, or did you find yourself in the middle of it at all?
Yeah, again, we're a team. We're a team in the kitchen. We have a red team and a blue team, but once we're up in the dorms, we all live together. So what happens in the red kitchen and the blue kitchen during service, we don't know. We just know who if they get kicked out or we get kicked out. But once we're upstairs, you're living with different people, and we all have different personalities. So there is drama going on between their team. Sometimes there's drama on our team. Sometimes it mingles between each other. We tried not to let it happen. It happens. You have to watch to see some of the drama unfold. Yeah, there is definitely drama. I will tell you that. Yeah, it's a lot of it. But it was fun. But once the show's over, we're just all big family.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
So if you had to say your favorite thing about cooking and being on the show, what would it be?
My favorite thing about cooking and being on the show, just working in the same kitchen as Gordon Ramsay was just huge. But getting something accomplished, getting it done, getting praise from him, having praise from your teammates, and working with a great group of people and working with the production people, for me, that was the thing I took away, or I really liked about being on the show. About cooking, it's about being creative. It's about learning new techniques. Excuse me. It's about learning different means and ways and different products and how to use them. So that's what, to me, a chef is: creating that, dealing with other people, organization, organizing your team, your staff, and bottom line, creating something great and making money.
So if you had the option to go back on Hell's Kitchen and do it all over again,
stop you right there. And I'm calling them up saying, do you need me for anything? Can I come back on the show? Can I recompete? Can I go? There's so many different things I would love to do. Yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat, in an absolute heartbeat. Yep.
Is there anything you would do differently?
Sure. There's a couple things I would do differently. Not second guess myself on some things, but there's a lot of things I stand by what I did, and I'm happy with what I did. Yeah, we all have doubts. Everybody has self-doubts when you're thrown into a situation like that, and it's normal, it's natural. So it's just to fight through it and know you're better than the situation. So.
All right. Well, thank you. Are you ready to show us some of your techniques?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm going to do something pretty simple today, something local, something that anybody can do, and sort of on the healthy side. So yeah, let's get to it.
All right, let's go.
Awesome.
All right, Ray, what are you going to make for us today?
Well, today I'm going to make something local. I have some fresh lobster, so I've cooked off some fresh lobster. We're going to make a lobster salad, like an open-faced lobster salad, with a little bit of like a spring salad. It's something summery, it's something local, it's healthy. If you don't use the bread, it's gluten-free. It's dairy-free, because we're going to use a little bit of mayo. All right. So.
That's good for me.
Yeah, it's good for me too.
I'm lactose intolerant. That's definitely good for me.
This would be a perfect dish for you. All right. So it doesn't require any heat, any special skills, other than cracking open a lobster. And if you're from New England,
that's kind of a special skill.
Yeah, yes it is.
We'll
yeah, kind of. So here's what we're gonna do. What I've done was I've taken the lobster claws and tails, because that's my favorite part, and I've already pre-cooked them. So the easiest way to open a lobster is simply just crack the tail back like this, pop it open like that, and remove it, okay? And then we're gonna just take this, and I always just, real simple, I just take it and squeeze it like this. Oh. Yep, pop it open like this, just give it a little.
You make it look so easy.
It is, it really is. And we're gonna pop it, and then we just go ahead and push the meat right out. So simple, that's it. And there's your lobster tail.
It took like 15 seconds.
What we're gonna do is I'm gonna make a little cut right here, a little cut right here, because you see how it's curled up? I'm just going to make a couple little cuts like that, not all the way through, but just cutting these little muscles right here. and we'll give it one more cut right there. And now we can lay it right out like that. So perfect, okay? Super simple on the claws. This is where a lot of people get stuck. You're just gonna pop this open, take the little feather bone out like that. We'll leave the little meat intact. And then we take our bigger knife and we make a cut right here, but you gotta be not too gentle on it, okay? So give it a little crack, and then we're gonna just open up like that. And it pops right open. We'll let the juice come out of there, okay? And then we just gently pull out the meat, and that's it. Super simple, right? Same thing on the knuckle.
It does look so simple.
Yeah, it is. If you notice, one is like a crusher claw, a big one, and the other one is like a little cutter. So that's what the lobster does. It'll cut with one, it'll crush something with the other one. So again, we leave the little tail on, okay? I'm just gonna put this right here. We give this one a little, same thing right here. Pop it right open, just quick like that, and then boom. There it is. We'll get that out of there.
Now you had to do this on the show, correct?
Yeah, we had to do a lot of lobsters on the show.
Did you
ever
have Chef Ramsay like breathing down your neck or yelling at you, making sure you're doing it
Chef
right?
Ramsay breathes down everybody's neck. It's not just me. So yeah, he breathes down everybody's neck. But some more than others, some less than others. Depends on what you do, you know. So here, I'm going to give you this because you're going to help me. So we can tuck that in here or something, or put it right in your pocket if you have a pocket there.
I think it's like a fake
is it?
pocket. So.
I'll stick it right there, or hold on to it so you don't get dirty because you're going to you're going to jump in here with me. Okay. All right. Awesome.
Gosh.
So here's what we're going to do. For this dish, I'm going to cut the lobster tail.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to cut little pieces like this, and we're going to do this in the lobster salad. Okay, same thing with this. I'm just going to cut this up in pieces so you have some nice fresh lobster. Perfect, okay. And I'll just put this in the bowl and show you what we do. 1 second, we'll clean up a little bit. Clean up our area. Make sure we clean up our knives so I don't have Chef Ramsay breathing down my throat. All right, because we have to work clean with professionals, right? All right, so what I'll do next is I'm going to add some different things to it. We can make almost like a Waldorf salad. A Waldorf salad is something that has like sour cream in it, or you can put a little bit of mayo. A little sour cream has some nuts in it, but we can do whatever we want. I mean, there's no rules on it. You know, that's the creative thing we were talking about, being creative. So what I'm going to do is make like a little bit of a tarragon mayonnaise with some capers in there for a little salty bite to it. We'll put some candied walnuts that I candied yesterday by boiling them with some sugar. There's a couple different methods of doing it. Gives a little sweet crunch to it. We have some grapes. We're going to put a little bit of red onion in it. And then we're going to put a little lemon zest in it, a little olive oil. We'll give it a little kick, and then we can put that on our crostini.
Sounds delicious.
Fair enough.
Yes.
All right. So what I'll do is I'm going to get rid of this bowl. I'm going to grab the mayonnaise.
Okay.
All right. So
what's the next step?
So the next step is going to be to assemble the lobster salad. So what I'll do is I have a bowl. We're going to take some of the lobster, and we'll put some of the lobster in it. We're going to make like a little mayonnaise-y dressing, okay? So we'll put some lobster in here. That's about what we want to use. We have our dressing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some tarragon to this. So we make like a little tarragon vinaigrette, or tarragon mayo, I should say. So I'm going to chop up some fresh tarragon. I like using the fresh stuff. I don't really like using dry ingredients, although there's nothing wrong with them. If I can use fresh, I will definitely use fresh. Some recipes do call for dry ingredients, and absolutely nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. So we'll put a little bit of tarragon mayo in here. We season it with salt and pepper. We have some capers. We'll throw some capers right in there. I love capers. I like the small ones. They have real big ones too. Yeah, those caper berries.
So use
cut
the
in half.
ones?
Yeah, for big, and you can eat them, slice them. Well, it's like they're so meaty, you know. This is fine for the small ones right here. We've already got some salt and pepper in it. I'm going to put a little extra virgin olive oil in that, and that's what I have in that little squirt bottle. It's real convenient to dress different salads and different things with. So what we've got is some salt and pepper. We've got tarragon mayo. We're going to put it into our lobster right here. We're going to make that little lobster mayonnaise, if you will.
I can smell it.
Yeah, it smells
really
good, doesn't it? So that'll be fine right there. I'm going to put a little red onion in it because we can do whatever we want. There's no rules, right? No rules. We're going to take a little red onion. The way I do it is I cut it this way once, cut it this way twice, so that I have small shapes. So
where did you learn to cut?
My dad, chef, and when I was like 12 years old, I was cutting everything in sight. Lemons, my finger, onions, and he was a big guy as far as procedural, doing things the right way. So he made sure he taught me right. So I'm going to fine dice here. We don't need a whole lot. We just want a little bit of red onion in there for flavor, for color. You can use shallots, which is a onion family. You can use chives. You can use scallions. Whatever you happen to have, whatever's handy, okay? I'm going to put a little apple in here too. So I'm going to wipe this off a little bit. I'm going to put some apple in here, almost like a Waldorf salad. So a Waldorf salad is what I said a minute ago about a lot of, it's like a mayonnaise-y kind of fruit salad with, a lot of times they'll put chicken in it, they'll put nuts in it, grapes, anything you want. So I'm going to cut up a little bit of a little apple, throw that in there for a little flavor. Plenty of apple trees in New England, so we'll put some of that in there. We've got lobster in here. We'll go ahead and put some grapes in here. I got a few different colored grapes. I like the red and green. You can use anything you want. We're going to put a few nuts in here. These are candied walnuts that I did earlier. And then we can put a little tomato in there too. So I'll take the tomato. I just want to use the outside of the tomato skin.
Salad going on.
Yeah, that's what it's about. It's about being healthy. It's about having something that you can do on the fly. As we call it, on the fly, meaning just real quick. Somebody can do it at home. It'll hold well. Take it to work. It's great at a party, a little summer cookout. It's something different. You can use shrimp. You can use poached scallops. You can use, anything you want, really. You can do it with chicken. It doesn't matter. But I figured we're in New England. Well, I'll use a lobster, right? And lobster spelled L-O-B-S-T-A-H, just so you know. That's how we spell it out here. So here we go. We have a little bit of this. We're going to mix it up. And what I'll do is I'll put it right on a crostini or a toast point. Or you can put it in a sandwich. You can put lettuce, tomato, bacon, make it like a lobster BLT.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's great with bacon. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. So we have a little color here. We have some great look. So what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and start plating. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Now we have all our stuff together.
We have everything to assemble our lunch. Okay.
Looks delicious. Let's
Good.
do it.
All right. So what I'm going to do is what I want to do is I want to make like a little. You can, like I said, we can make a sandwich out of it. We can make like a crostini out of it. You can do it on garlic toast. You can do it on anything you want. If you want it more of a gluten-free, healthy, you can do it on gluten-free bread. You can do it with no bread. You can do it on pasta. I mean, it's just so many options for you to do. So if you want to.
What's your favorite? What do you like?
I'm a pasta guy. Italian guy. I get some.
Me too.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be all homemade pasta. I mean, I use. Different brands of pasta, whatever's good. But my wife and I are staying kind of gluten-free right now. Okay. So that's why I thought this might be good. We're staying local. There's some local product, local produce, local, obviously lobster, and staying kind of on the healthy side. You can take anything and make it unhealthy. Add butter to anything, or salt. Yeah, bacon. Bacon shouldn't be unhealthy, but so let's do this. Let's get this assembled. Right, we have it here. What I'm going to do is put it, just basically scoop it on. Put it any way you want. Just pile it right on. Let it fall wherever it may. There we are. Yeah, just put plenty of it on there like that. Okay, so that's sitting on our plate. We're going to finish it with a little bit of a salad, a little olive oil salad here. We have a little rocket salad or baby arugula, and we can use for on top of that right there.
So why is it called a rocket?
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't know why they call it rocket. It's baby arugula. I think it maybe because of the way it's shaped. It looks like little rockets. Little rocket ships. The way they're kind of shaped, and they have this little. I don't know. It's a good question. I'll have to look into that. I'm sure Gordon Ramsay would know why it's called rocket. Like, it's a useless piece of information why it's called rocket, but he would know. I'll tweet him. I'll tweet him and ask him. So here's what we're gonna do. We just took a little bit of salt and pepper. We made like a little vinaigrette. We've put a little bit of lemon in it. And we're gonna just go ahead. I'll do is actually, I like lemon zest. So you're not getting the whole squirt or piece of lemon, but it's just a little lemon zest. We're gonna put a little in here, and this is a zester. It just takes, you just wanna take the yellow off of the lemon or the orange or whatever you're using. So
do you save the lemon to use later?
Oh, yeah.
Like, is it still good even
Oh,
after
absolutely.
you shave it?
Yep, throw nothing away. You use the lemon zest, you use the lemons, you squeeze the lemons, and then you can take the lemons themselves, once you've squeezed all the juice out of them, and put it in a sauce to make a lemon beurre blanc, which is a white wine butter sauce. So it's white, you know, and butter, white butter sauce. So that's what, we use that on fish, we use that on everything, so it's kind of neat. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a little salad. I'm gonna put this just on the side of the plate right here. We'll just serve that way. Get a little color to the plate. Get a little tomato, a little onion in there. You want to put a little bit of the grapes back in there, you can certainly do that. Simple like that. You can even sprinkle a few grapes here and there. You know, bring some of the fruit and the color back into it, like that. And then we're going to finish the top of this with a little bit of a lemon zest on top. Give it a little color on the plate, like that. And then, if you like, we can take some more of our little rocket salad, and we can just place a few little pieces pretty much just on top like this, and just leave it like that. And there you have it.
Looks pretty and delicious.
And we make sure we clean our plates off, for sure, right? So, there you have it. There's a little lunch salad. You can serve it to your guests. It's great at little cocktail parties, little tea parties, or just a simple lunch. And you can do whatever you want with the salad. You can do a coleslaw. You can do so many variations to it.
Great. Well, thanks for coming out
Thanks
and
for having
cooking
me.
for us. It looks delicious.
A pleasure.
Great. Thanks, Ray, for coming out and for cooking for us today.
Pleasure's all mine.
You can watch Ray on Hell's Kitchen, watch him succeed, maybe trip up a little bit, go through those harsh punishments. Ray, when are we going to see you next?
You can see me on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. on Fox.